All right, today's story for our listening center this week is going to be Froggy Picks a Pumpkin. All right, let's see what Froggy does. At school, Froggy read a poster. Don't forget, trip to the pumpkin patch. Tomorrow, pumpkin picking contest. Next morning, Froggy woke up and looked out the window. A beautiful pumpkin moon was setting and colorful leaves were falling. Leaves, leaves, cried Froggy. I want to go out and play in the... Oops! He fell out of bed. Thump. Froggy, called his mother. What? Stop jumping off the bed, dear. Today is your field trip. Oh, yeah, cried Froggy. It's time to pick a pumpkin. And he hopped up and got dressed. Zip, zoop, zup. Zut, zut, zap. And flopped into the kitchen, flop, 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 singing, pumpkins, pumpkins, muffins and pie, pumpkin faces lighting the sky. He ate his breakfast of cereal and flies, munch, 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 and imagined a steaming pumpkin pie, yum, and a whole line of jack-o'-lanterns outside lighting the night sky. On the school bus, Froggy bounced in his seat, boing, 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 and led all his friends singing, pumpkins, pumpkins, muffins and pie, pumpkin faces lighting the sky. I don't know if I showed you this page or not. Here's that one. Oops, can I turn the page? Oh, here we go. When they got to the pumpkin patch, he jumped off the bus, flop, 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 and sang, I'm going to pick a pumpkin, I'm going to pick a pumpkin. Froggy, called his teacher, Mrs. Witherspoon. What? Wait, dear, we're going to have a pumpkin picking contest for the biggest, smallest, prettiest, ugliest, and best all-around pumpkin. Yippee, cried Froggy as he took off again, flop, 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 and tripped over a pumpkin, flew through the air, and knocked into another pumpkin. Boink. Max bounced over 3 small pumpkins and tried to pick up a huge one. It didn't budge. Ugh. Travis said, step aside, and he lifted it up. Matthew zigzagged around Max, Travis, and Froggy and picked up the prettiest pumpkin in the world. It was shiny and perfect and just the right size. Frogolina twirled and danced through the pumpkin patch, then squatted down and said, hello, my sweet, and picked up a very small, very dark orange pumpkin and kissed it. Smooch! Froggy hopped on a gigantic pumpkin and looked all around like a pirate on the bow of a ship and shouted, ahoy there! And he leapfrogged over Frogolina, he leapfrogged over Max, he leapfrogged over Matthew, flop, flop, splat, and fell smack across a really big pumpkin. He stood up and said, this is the one, and he tried to pick it up. He got up to his knees. He got it up to his chest. Yes. Then he trudged along with his huge pumpkin. Lug, lug, ugh. Froggy, called Mrs. Witherspoon. What? You're going the wrong way. Oops, said Froggy, and started huffing. Max yelled, last one in is a rotten egg. Everybody else ran with their pumpkins, and Travis rolled his big one, rumble, rumble, rumble. When Froggy finally got there, he was too pooped to pop, and tripped and smashed his pumpkin. Smush. Oops, called Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. Everybody laughed, even Mrs. Witherspoon. Then she said, and now for the winners of the pumpkin picking contest. For the biggest, Travis. For smallest, Max. Max lifted his hat, and there atop his head was a pumpkin the size of a golf ball. That is teeny tiny, right? For prettiest, Matthew, and for best all around, Frogolina. Hers is a pie pumpkin, great for baking. Froggalina said, hello, my sweet, and kissed it, smooch. And then Mrs. Witherspoon said, and for the ugliest, yours, Froggy, what a mess. And everybody cheered, hip, hip, hooray, even Froggy. And on the bus ride home, Froggy sang, pumpkins, pumpkins, muffins and pie, pumpkin faces lighting the sky. And all of his friends sang with him. All right, so today at the Listening Center, you're going to grab your Listening Center paper. Make sure you write your name at the bottom. And I want you to draw what was your favorite part of Froggy Picks a Pumpkin. I want to see lots of color. I want to see good detailed drawing. And I want to be able to see which scene it is by looking at your picture. All right, do your best work.